And when I used the blackboard and had to do arithmetic, I could do that with my eyes shut, the arithmetic. But the students thought I was really subtracting, adding, multiplying, square roots, and all that kind of thing. But I knew all the answers already. I was just scribbling them on the blackboard for them to see. And a lot of the things were not that they had to do it. It was just to prove to them that I wasn't lying to them, that electronics was true.
Now, when you became an instructor...
You just can't tell somebody something, you have to prove it. Everything had to be proved.
Well, when you became an instructor down in Piscataway, did any of your instructor experience...
Oh, yeah.
That's what they were looking for?
I walked right into the job because I had already the knowledge of the subject matter. But we did have regular instructor reviews, upgrades, new stuff, new material, a new way of doing things. We're getting rid of the blackboard to put green ones up. All kinds of stuff like that. Yeah. And then we were continuously grading. When the school manager, he would sit in for an hour on the class and all. Yeah.
And was that a promotion when you became an instructor?
No, I was already taught. You had to be a manager to do that, to get the job. Because it was a non-union job. You had to be a manager.
When I was teaching, and when I was going to St. Elizabeth's to become a teacher, and you had to do presentations as if I never used notes. I never had any material in front of me. If I had material, I was speaking to it. I was talking about something, and everybody would always say, how come you don't have notes? How come you don't have any reference cards? Everybody would have little index cards with their notes, and some people would actually stand up and read them. If you have to read them, the students could do that. They don't need you. So I would always say that my father said, if you need notes, you don't know the subject. You should just be able to talk about the subject, and that proves that you know what you're talking about. And
well, there are different kinds of cheat sheets because you had to know, you had to be sure that you covered everything that was on the test. To a great extent, that's what you did. You taught the test. Because you can't put questions on the test if you never told them what to do.
But there's a difference between knowing the concept and teaching to the test. Teaching to the test, they're only going to learn the answers.
Right.
They're not going to understand the concept. And that's where I always like to just talk about things, because you can interject different ideas to make it more relevant. And people like the way I present it because of that.
Well, on a lot of things, there are no ideas. When you teach electronics, there's no ideas.
Well, it's fast. It's black and white.
But when you teach the social things, or how to run an office and things like that, there's a lot of flexibility depending upon the people.
Well, if I was teaching somebody how to use an application, that might be black and white because you either press OK or you don't. But you still have to know why you're going to that application, what you're going to achieve, and the steps to get there.
Oh, yeah, you have to teach them to think a little bit too, sure.
Well, that's the part that I liked.
In the telephone company and in the service, I always said to myself, boy, they're paying me to do this.
I would say the same thing. I used to also pretend it was like a radio show. When I would give presentations online, and I was just on a speakerphone, and there was nobody there, I knew people were listening, but it almost felt like a radio show. And then I would stop and I'd say, are there any questions? That was fun.
And I thought I had a lot of foreigners in the class, a whole class of foreigners, and then they would have their interpreter. You saw that picture of those South American guys I had? The interpreter would do everything.
Why were there South American people there?
Because we were teaching them. They were part of the, whatever government program it was. Where we teach.
Can I get you both something to drink? Was the hamburger okay?
Yeah.
Good.